Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel here at VickiDillard.tv, beloved. As you come in, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, and like and share. Yes, thank you for tuning in today. Have a very, very important broadcast to share with you today. Yeah, so come on in, come on in, come on in. Hit that thumbs up button, would you? I know it has been a minute. Thank you for tuning in to my personal channel here at VickiDillard.tv. For those of you that want to know where you can find me live more often, I'm on African Diaspora News Channel Tuesday through Thursdays, typically 2 p.m. Eastern. We had a little bit of a technical issue today, so I wasn't live today. And then I also give content, international content there as well. So you don't want to miss that. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in, family. On the count of three. On the count of three, if you haven't, please hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, precious. Somebody said Vicki is giving smooth today. Yes, baby. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Okay, family, let's get to where we are going with the quickness. Yes, thank you for being with me today. Family, I want to show you a brief clip here. And of course, this is under the Copyright Act of 1976. I'm going to show you this very, very brief clip of a court hearing. Yes, a court hearing. I'm getting it together right now. And it's related to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Rodney L. Hinton. Somebody say a grieving father. Somebody say a grieving father is who we're going to discuss today. And the grieving father that we're going to discuss today, I need us to make sure that that's exactly what we keep in mind first and foremost. Yes? That we're talking about and dealing with a distraught, grieving father. Talk black to me, somebody. Family, this is the time that it's appropriate for us to talk about thoughts and prayers for our dear brother. Now, if you are scared to death, little biscuit. If you are a scared to death little biscuit, I'm going to trigger you. So you may want to get off of here. If you are scared to death little biscuit, you're probably more appropriate for the enemy. So you might just want to go head home, baby. This is not the place for you. And I'm going to explain to you why in no limit of time. Somebody say, this ain't hard. Somebody say, this is not hard. Somebody say, this is not extraordinary. You are looking fly. Thank you, precious. Thank all of you for your kind compliments. Everybody, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now, I want you to remember this grieving father that I just mentioned, Mr. Rodney Hinton, right? Hinton. Mr. Rodney Hinton. Hey, Miss Sharifa, shout out to our beautiful moderator that's in the chat. This isn't hard. And Black family, I know I'm something else. That's why I'm a spiritualist, because when you are at war, somebody say we're at war. When you're at war, your spiritual alignment's got to be right. You can't have no weak, stringy-head, blue-eyed Jesus. Because that religion, no matter which way you twist it, you can't tell me nothing, you little biscuits out there. It's directly and inextricably tied to how you move in the world. And so you're diabolical and misaligned, satanic, really, Christianity that you embrace, that you say is righteous and just, serves as one of the main reasons Black folks are still in the terrible condition we're in after 500 years. I said that. You can get to where you're going. Let me give you the background. Word on the street. Now, this is not in the article. Word on the street is that Black Ohioans don't play like that. Word on the street is them folks in Ohio, particularly the FBA family in Ohio, word on the street and stuff, it's they not like the rest of, they different FBAs. Just a little word on the street out there in Ohio and stuff. Talk black to me, somebody. I'm cueing this right now, family. That's what's taking me a minute, because this is inside of an article. So you know how sometimes it can be. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now, let me see if I can get this up.
Expecting that deputy's funeral to take place later this week, Allison.
Shaq Brewster, thank you.
Okay, it's starting over. Here we go. I think this is it. Y'all listening?
Tonight across Ohio, flags at half-staff in honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well liked.
Wait a minute.
So well known.
Here we go.
Fill this building with the law enforcement.
Hold on, y'all. Give your sister a minute.
That respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon. I got an officer now. When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen.
Here we go. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Y'all know how I do. I'm a one-woman show. We finna get this together here. Shout out to the dear family in the digital building. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Because see, this one is, let me get it together, y'all.
Tonight across Ohio, flags at half-staff in honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well liked.
Oh,
and
Lord.
so well
Here we
known.
go. Finally.
He could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon. I got an officer now. When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who was wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
He wasn't supposed to, Peter. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped and fell. He must have been so scared. I'm so sorry, Ryan.
We are very close to him. This is killing us.
Tonight, the teen's family speaking out with their family attorneys who say they're investigating the shooting.
I'm angry because it shouldn't have never happened. I want to find out exactly what steps was taken and the protocol.
While also offering their condolences to the deputy they say was tragically killed. In that statement, you made a point to notice and acknowledge the pain that the family of the fallen deputy is feeling as well. What was in your heart when you did that? Why did you find the need?
I was crying about what happened to the innocent officer, so that's all it's all about. It's all about healing each other.
And Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati, Ohio. Shaq, the father in this case, Rodney Hinton Jr., is expected back in court tomorrow.
That's right, Allison. We expect to see that suspect back in court tomorrow morning for a bond hearing. The state is essentially asking that he be held behind bars until his trial. We should note he has not entered into any plea just yet, and we're not expecting that to take place tomorrow. By the way, the funeral arrangements for neither his son nor the deputy that he's accused of killing have been set yet, though we're expecting that deputy's funeral to take place later this week, Allison.
Shaq Brewster, thank you.
Okay, family. Okay. Let me give y'all a little more detail before I go to screaming and hollering. Today's broadcast is very serious. Are y'all listening to me today? As you just heard, you all saw the main parts, yes? Just so you get the latest updated information as of today, the news is reporting that this Ohio father who fatally struck a deputy with his car after his son was shot and killed by police was denied bond during a chaotic hearing on Tuesday. A judge ordered Rodney L. Hinton to be remanded with no bond in connection with the death of Hamilton County Special Deputy Larry Henderson. Hinton, who is charged with aggravated murder, pleaded not guilty. Before entering a plea, a commotion erupted in the courtroom's gallery when Hinton's brother started yelling, "That's my brother, that's my brother." More than 50 police officers Somebody put 50 in the chat. Somebody put 50 in the chat. I've been seeing posts go around saying 30, but I'm playing y'all the video footage, and I'm also giving you the latest updated information as of today. Do you understand? What did I say? I said before entering a plea, a commotion erupted in the courtroom's gallery when Hinton's brother started yelling, "That's my brother, that's my brother." More than 50 police officers and at least 36 family members and protesters were seated in the gallery. Are y'all listening? Deputies immediately escorted Hinton out of the courtroom. Here's another image of him in the courtroom. Keep listening. Everybody be, quote, y'all listen, okay? I'm giving y'all the details first. Yes, thank you for your patience. Quote, "Everybody be calm. We're going to get through this," Judge Tyrone Yates said as Hinton was led back inside the room. Authorities accused Hinton of intentionally hitting Henderson on Friday afternoon as he was directing traffic near the University of Cincinnati during graduation. The deputy was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Officials said Henderson retired about 5 months ago and worked as a special deputy that day. Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey said Henderson was, quote, "so well liked and so well known." "We're deeply saddened," McGuffey said at a Friday news conference. Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Tedge, whatever her name, Theetge, told reporters on Friday that there was a definite connection, y'all heard that, between the collision and Thursday's fatal police shooting of Hinton's 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. That's the name we need to be remembering, is Ryan Hinton, the deceased son, the fallen martyr. Ryan Hinton was killed by Cincinnati police officer who responded to a report of a stolen vehicle at an apartment complex, authorities said. Tetji, however you pronounce her name, said that 4 people in the alleged stolen car ran, some in different directions, after police approached them. 2 officers pursued the teen. Somebody say pursued the teen. Somebody say pursued the teen. Pursued the teen. Pursued the teen. Why am I emphasizing that? That means he was no threat to you. You understand? And another person, authorities said, It says the teen was armed. Everybody say so. Everybody say so. Everybody say so. Carl Beebe, a Cincinnati police officer, said at the Tuesday bond hearing that Rodney Hinton had viewed body camera footage. Somebody say that grieving father. Somebody say that grieving father. The ones that y'all say don't take care of their kids. This grieving father don't play about his baby. This caring, loving, grieving, distressed father. What did he do? Said at the bond hearing that Rodney Hinton had viewed body camera footage of the shooting shortly before the collision. Video released by police showed an officer exit his vehicle and point his gun at the teen who appeared to be running away. I'm going to say that again because y'all be getting stuff confused. And y'all know how the media likes to lie. And how many of y'all know that as soon as information come out in the beginning, information can change later, but sometimes they intentionally change the information in the beginning. So you got to keep track of it so that you can catch them in their lies. You understand? So what are we learning early on? We're learning early on that their footage shows, the ones that did have the camera on, because I think some of them didn't, that he appeared to be running away. Somebody say no threat. Somebody say no threat. Somebody say no threat. Life wasn't in danger. Life wasn't in danger. You was all right. The officer fired at least 4 times. She said she believes the 18-year-old was hit by 2 bullets, one in the chest and one in the arm. You better not be no biscuits over here because you might get cussed out by me and stuff. You might get cussed out. In another video, an officer could be heard yelling, "He's got a gun." Well, we know that's what white folks do, weirdos. You got a gun too. The entire incident lasted. Guess how long the incident lasted, family? How long did the incident last? Did y'all remember what you heard on the video footage? 6 seconds. 6. Vicki, calm down, please. 6 seconds. This white boy was itching to kill our babies. So not only did he appear to be running away, which means he was no threat to you. This Anglo-Saxon, this blanking Yankee, the entire incident, y'all, lasted 6 seconds. I said the incident, the murder, lasted 6 seconds. Somebody say American genocide. Don't type that word in the chat because I don't want the algorithms. I said American genocide. I said American genocide. Authorities said the gun was recovered at the scene. Tidage on Friday defended the officer's actions, saying that they had, y'all listen to what this, let me calm down, this trick said. What this trick say? What this trick say? What this Kibbles and Bits say? What this Kibbles and Bits say? The Kibbles and Bits said, after defending the officer, she said, they often have to make split-second decisions to protect others and themselves when faced with immediate threats. Y'all see how white people just lie? You see how they just lie? Tidage said that the officer was shot. Tidage said that the officer who shot the teen had said Ryan Hinton pointed the gun at him. Because we know white folks lie. We know y'all lie. We know y'all lie. We don't believe that. And even if he did, What we know from the little bit of footage that we have and from the testimony so far is he was running away. So we can't believe that lie. Liar. We can't believe you lying Yankees. You lying Anglo-Saxons. You lying devils. We can't believe that. Quote, let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. The hell? How many of y'all know that sentence don't make no sense? How many of y'all know this sentence? I'm reading you a quote. Are y'all listening? Listen to the sentence, family. Quote, let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. Family, the brother was fleeing. He wasn't like this and shooting. He was fleeing. Y'all see how that sentence don't go together? Y'all see how these white supremacist terrorists that have on uniforms? Goes on and say, when this happens, the outcome is always tragic, almost always tragic. No one wins and everyone involved is affected. The officer who shot Ryan Hinton has not been named. Are y'all listening? Family member said the older Hinton was, quote, upset and agitated after viewing the video, and they had concerns about him driving, Officer BB said during the Tuesday bond hearing. Because of their concerns, relatives drove Hinton from the station, but he later returned to pick up his vehicle from the parking lot. He actually left the parking lot, followed by some family members and another car, and then a few minutes later returned to the parking lot, drove through the parking lot, and left the parking lot again, he said. From there, Hinton drove toward the university and appeared to stop before he allegedly accelerated quickly through the intersection where Deputy Henderson was standing. BB said the vehicle struck the deputy and utility pole, according to BB, who said there was no indication that Hinton tried to stop. Henderson was quote, launched several feet through the air. Okay. He came to rest in a turn lane several feet from where the collision occurred. The older Hinton appeared to fidget during the bond hearing. His attorney, Clyde Bennett, rubbed Hinton's shoulders and whispered to him, calm down. In his argument for no bond, the state said Hinton was a, quote, giant mental health question mark and a danger to law enforcement and the public, and cited past run-ins with the law, including a domestic violence incident and assault convictions. Y'all see where that's going, don't you? Y'all see where that's going, right? I just saw what somebody said, how come you didn't use your taser? I don't even want us to even talk on that level, family. I'm really trying not to be triggered today. I don't want us giving no kind of scenarios about nothing. We're not giving white folks no kind of benefit of the doubts that are murderers and terrorists on police forces in this American genocide. We're not going to sit here and say, why couldn't they use the taser? He shouldn't even use the taser either because he wasn't no threat. We don't know all the facts, family, so we shouldn't even be sitting up here even speculating about. We don't know if the man tried to kill the young man. We don't know what was said prior to. We don't know none of that. What we do know clearly, ostensibly, I'm going to say, apparently, is that he was no threat to this man. He wasn't shooting this man. He was fleeing. So we're not going to get into no kind of other scenarios. We're going to keep all this on white people till the other facts come out. Bennett said at the hearing he wanted to make sure that his client was, quote, treated as a mentally ill person and not a cop killer. Now, I kind of agree with that. I don't think he was a cop killer. I think he was not in his right mind, and I think he should be treated like any other mentally ill person that commits a crime, he said. Teresa Larkin, Ryan Hinton's aunt, said she knew something was different about Rodney Hinton that Friday morning. I've known Rodney since he was 15 years old. That wasn't the Rodney that I knew. It was like his soul wasn't even in his body, she told NBC News after the bond hearing. That's right, Miss Sharifa. He was fleeing according to the body cameras. We can't listen to white folks' mouths moving because every time y'all moving it on the police force, a lot of times y'all just lying like liars do. Liars lie. It goes on. Y'all bear with me because I want us to have as many facts as possible, okay? And I can only imagine what he felt when he saw that video, she said emotionally, because when I finally seen it and I watched that video from the beginning, I'm quoting her here, to the end and watched my nephew drop, it was like my soul left my body. So I can only imagine how his father felt. Larkin says she was at the hearing to support Rodney and to ensure, quote, my nephew's name don't get swept underneath the rug because of this. Quote, because we're going to get justice for Ryan because what they did to him was not right. Somebody just said the video coverage has been altered. The videotape that showed on TV was clear, but the one they showed to the public was altered. Look, I wouldn't put nothing past these devils. I don't know exactly what you're talking about there, so I want to be clear about that. But I'm saying it's not far off on how these devils work. How many of y'all know white media, both conservative white media especially, and certainly including liberal white media, love to back up white folks and their madness? Because what both sides understand, no matter how much white liberals talk about gun control, which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, it's the white Republicans that started gun control. Do you all know that? Do you all know that when some of our Black Panther family, for example, in the 70s, in particular, especially in California, when they were legally ascertaining guns, do you all know who the governor of California was at the time before he became president? I just gave you a big hint. Somebody tell me what man ended up being president was a former governor of California before I tell you the story. Kurt, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Kurt said, good work, sis. May the ancestors continue to bless you. Thank you, precious. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Somebody tell me where I'm going with this. If you follow me, y'all already know. I got some intelligent people in the chat. Ronald Reagan. So don't you let these funny-looking, demonic, conservative Republicans lie to you and make it seem like it's just the Democrats that believe in gun control. It's the Republicans that started this, most especially with legislation, because they were trying to stop Black folks from legally getting guns because they was on their stuff in California to let them know, you touch us, you're going to wish you hadn't. So they're the ones that started gun control in the most substantive way. Legislation. Did you all know that? And as white folks do, whenever they start doing something outrageous and they end up being constrained by something dumb they've done, then they seek to turn around and change it. So every time they come for us, just like the drug laws, they created the crack cocaine. They intentionally flooded our communities with them. They intentionally destroyed us. They intentionally created laws to entrap us, murder our people, then take the money that they raised to fund an illegal war that they was doing. I hope y'all know that. And then when they turn around and they start dying disproportionately of fentanyl, all of a sudden, Trump and Biden and everybody else sit up here trying to impose sanctions against China and Canada, talking about they intentionally allowing fentanyl to come across here to kill white folks. Family, just say no like y'all told us white people. Take responsibility, white people, for your erratic, wild actions and your drug addictions. Take responsibility for the drug. You are dope heads. And we don't need to be rescuing you. And you ain't got nothing like our excuse. Every time white folks get caught up in a trap they created and karma that they deserve a lot of times, they want to turn around and sue everybody and the whole world's supposed to stop because of you. No. Believe it or not, I'm not going to even be before y'all long. But I want y'all to watch just this part of this clip one more time. Talk black to me, somebody. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. By the way, family, I got an upcoming free webinar coming up on May 18th. The free link is in the chat. How many of y'all saw where Trump came out talking about he wanted to be Pope? Everybody's trying to twist his words and claim that he was just joking. But then how many of y'all know right after that, an AI generated photo of him sitting down as the Pope was released on his platforms and the White House platforms. And now that everybody across the world is going off on Trump, now Trump lying, talking about he don't know who did it and he didn't have nothing to do with it. How did it jump on the White House websites, the White House platforms then, fool? And it was on yours. How many of y'all know there's a hidden Black reason why that's the case? How many of y'all are familiar with my teachings on the ancient Black Vatican origins? Well, it's going to be that and some most stuff. Y'all know mine is the best webinars in the whole wide world. Get your free seat today. The link is in the chat. Or go to my website at Vicki Plant. The link is pinned right here in the comment section. Watch this again.
Tonight across Ohio, flags at half-staff in honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well liked and so well known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon when police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who is wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence to try to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun on your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
Okay, family. So, as we can see here, the media is saying that they're not going to release certain names and certain information, right? They're intentionally obscuring who did what, right? They're protecting a lot of folks. They're trying to tell us that the man that he ran over, the police that he ran over, was a special officer. He was recently retired. He was on traffic duty, right? They're telling us all of this stuff. Thank you for your kind compliments, family. So, yes, more information is going to come out. I'm not going to be before you long, but I will be strong. This is what I'm going to say. Until we get the rest of the facts, and then I'll follow up with this later. But this is what I'm going to say. So far, we know for sure y'all lying. When you all sat up here and said that this young man was a threat, when the footage shows that he was running away. We know you're lying, whichever officer is responsible for killing him, because we know that the incident only lasted 6 seconds. Is that right, family? Now, let me tell y'all something. We're going to make sure that our brother is all right. Somebody just said that the video was altered. I believe it. Somebody else just said the same thing. Somebody else said the same thing. They believe that video was altered. Look, I wouldn't doubt it, but y'all know I'm going to do my due diligence before I just say it. But I'm just saying I wouldn't put nothing past them. I wouldn't put nothing past them. Now, this is one of the things I wanted to emphasize as we wait for more facts, more information, because y'all see that I want to release names and all this kind of stuff, right? Who they claim shot him and all this stuff. Watch this, y'all. This is what I want to emphasize. Can y'all give me a couple more minutes? Can y'all give me a couple more minutes? Everybody hit that thumbs up button and share. This is what I want y'all to see. This is the part I want y'all to see. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume down. Somebody else just said he didn't even have a gun. Child, who knows? You probably be right about that too. That's why I said we're gonna wait for some of the facts to come out, family. I'm giving you the details of what's what. Y'all know y'all know I'm not gonna sit up here and defend no police now. Y'all know I'm not gonna give them the benefit of the doubt from nothing. I'm waiting for specific names and other specifics to come out. I'm giving you all the stuff that they're saying right now, and we're gonna make sure that we understand and keep in our minds that they lie. And we understand that there's no way they're gonna have us believe that this young man was a threat. And based on what we've seen and heard so far, he was fleeing, and the incident only took 6 seconds. So no, hell no, we're not going to believe that. 6 seconds. I already said that. So y'all know I'm not about to, y'all know I'm not last one. I'm just saying I'm waiting for further facts and all this other kind of stuff to come out. But right now, we're going to put this thing in its context. And this is what I want y'all to see. This is where I want to emphasize while we're waiting for other information to come out, right? Kurt said justice for everyone or justice for no one. If you're saying that's specific to Foundation of Black Americans, I know that's right. I'm sure that's the context in which you're saying that. Family, look at this image. Look at this image on this video. I'm gonna turn the volume down on it because I want y'all to pay attention to just the optics. Are y'all looking? Look again, fam. Look again, fam. I know y'all like Vicki. Now, what did I just show y'all?
Breaking news, the man charged with murdering Hamilton County as he is walking into the courtroom right now. We're going to be able to take this live at this moment.
Can I see? Can I see? Sit down.
Okay, so let's try to armchair quarterback what we believe is going on here right now. So Hinton was escorted by police from Claremont County into the courtroom right here. There was some sort of commotion right outside with police officers then quickly escorting Hinton back out, likely for his own safety. His attorney remaining in the courtroom there with the judge. So this, of course, the man accused of hitting and killing that retired sheriff's deputy, making his no bond appearance. Okay, now we're listening outside.
So obviously words being exchanged right there
Words that we
between,
can't put on TV, so we need to kill the mic there for just a little bit.
right, but you're still taking a live look. So this is just outside, kind of giving you a perspective here. This is just outside of room A. So this is down in the Hamilton County Courthouse there. You can see obviously a number of sheriff's deputies. They were there on Saturday lined up. They're there today lined up as well. And now at this point, obviously, you know, folks very emotional over this case.
High in this.
So they did have to remove Hinton at this point. And if you recall, Hinton actually, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, is being housed in the Claremont County Jail because of security reasons, because of these tensions that are likely, I mean, still occurring. This is a live look. This is not even recorded video. This is.
You're watching.
Okay, now I need y'all to stop real quick and look at me. You see this white lady sitting up here talking about where he's being housed, likely because of the tension that we're seeing right here on camera. Let me tell y'all something. Ain't nobody black trying to kill our brother. Quiet as this is kept, everybody is putting money together for his defense and his books. That's the word on the street, black streets, FBA streets in particular. Let me tell you what white folks are doing right here. Did you all see the beginning of this footage? What did I say in the beginning? If you all are just coming in, watch my whole broadcast, because I read from the news on this. I showed you all the clip. But reports have been going around saying it was 30 police officers. The report I just read you said how many police officers was there? Family, let everybody know that I'm reading you word for word what's being reported. How many police officers did I tell you all based on what the article I read? How many police officers did the article say was actually in court? 50. Watch this. I want y'all to see how the media is trying to set this up by saying, please pay close attention. Watch this again.
At this point, and if you recall, Hinton actually, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, is being housed in the Claremont County Jail because of security reasons, because of these tensions that are likely, I mean, still occurring. This is a live look. This is not even recorded video. This is
she said because of these live tensions. No trick, it ain't no tension like that with him. So stop showing that picture like it's the black man. You know what I'm telling you? Y'all know what I'm telling y'all this? Y'all know what I'm telling you this? It ain't black folks that we need to be worried about in this instance taking out our brother. It's them white boys behind bars that are the police that will make it appear that somebody else killed our brother. And so the media wants to have images without letting you hear the sound of the black man talking. When some reports were saying that one of the people that was screaming out was saying, that's my brother, that's my brother. But they want that image out there to make it look like, without telling you the context and without letting you hear the man's voice, it make it appear that the man got a problem, right? Or we got to hurry and rush out Brother Rodney, because look at this big Negro. Y'all better pay attention. Let me tell y'all something. 50 police officers. And some of you all, hopefully you ain't dumb enough to be thinking that our brother was arrogant when he held his head up. Let me tell y'all something. I was dealing with some powerful entities and forces many years ago when I was exposing people on multiple levels, local, state, and federal, Wall Street, and high-level officials. A lot of information I learned as I was moving along in some of my activism solo in order to save my own properties and possessions and so forth. I came across a whole lot of information, people that were close to me and other folks that use those individuals that I was initially upset with. It was some other powerful entities that was involved in some stuff. And so as I began to research and as I began to report it on a local level, I started to get media attention because of my fight for justice after starting to lose everything. After that, I was being targeted in more ways than I can tell you. Some of you all are unfamiliar with the fact that your sister with the curly braids did not just deal with the federal unjust criminal situation. Before that, locally, I was dealing with some stuff. And I beat the police by myself in a trial. And before I could even finish the trial locally, they asked that the case be stopped because I had them. And because they lost that against me, they kept going. And they slipped up and said as much in court. And this information was also released in some of my other civil trials where I was fighting for justice. Because there were multiple layers for my fight in multiple courts. So I knew I was being targeted. And then I got information and emails that proved it. And then they started to try to target people around my particular circles, and I learned information that they didn't want me to know. Let me tell you something. After enduring several weeks unjust trial, fraudulent information, no expert witnesses to help me, the collusion of my attorney, and even after the conviction, after that, before there was even a sentence, there were special sessions that were held because of the injustice of what my attorney did during trial. And the courts covered it up and instead fired the attorney, but then turned around and gave me another attorney that was already in the pocket of the judge and tried to persuade me from doing anything otherwise. Not only that, the defense top attorney that ran that district, that federal district, he pulled me in and tried to threaten me and tell me that if I expose what the attorney did to the judge, she's going to throw the book at me. Some of you Negroes that put your mouth on me ought to be careful. as nosy and as devilish as some of you, and with all the access that you have to find out the truth, you don't seem to be real interested in that. Always first class. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Why am I bringing that up? Nearly a year later, during sentencing, after an unjust several weeks trial, and the difficulty of all the stuff that was taking place, and the fact that I still wouldn't back down, the judge was upset because I was still fighting my other civil cases while that situation was still going. She thought that was going to humble me. Guess what happened during my trial? On the entire right side of the court was filled with nothing but white people that were not directly involved in the case. They were involved in some civil suits, and folks were taking off lunch to come see what would become of Vicki Dillard. Y'all ain't hearing me today. Auntie, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. If I miss some of your gifts, please forgive me, but all of your gifts are blessed. Some of you don't know what it takes to stand there flat-footed under threats that you can talk about and threats that they try to silence you from. Some of you don't know what it's like to have fought and won prior to that particular case. And some of you don't know what it takes to stand there while the rest of the court is filled with people that are meant to intimidate you and to put you in your place. I got mad respect for that brother, because those devils allow 50 police officers into the court. How dare the judge do that? They want to impose psychological warfare on you to say, Negro, how dare you even feel comfortable trying to come at one of us because one of us took the lives of your son. No, we're not going to put all the information out there, but how dare you even try to come for us? Police are dirty. And the issue ain't it ain't going to be no other inmate in there that he needs to be worried about, except for one that might be paid off and one that might have life and wants to get some kind of wicked commissary, some money on their books commissary, or get some kind of illegal contraband in there. There's no other benefit. They can use an inmate like that, but typically speaking, they don't have no motive on their own. It's the police that might try to do something to this brother. And they want to set it up to where it looks like it's somebody, it's somebody on our own. Juanita, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. So I want our brothers and sisters to be on the lookout, to fight for our brother, to make sure that y'all keeping a real good eye on him, even though there's a lot of stuff you can't see when he's behind bars. Police are dirty. They're the ultimate liars. When I dealt with an unjust trial and when I was behind bars, y'all have no idea how tricky them devils inside the police are. My fight was among staff. They were saying that this girl, Vicki, she got too much power. I said, the staff said it about me. I had a cold-blooded hand, baby. And I was writing some grievances that was getting a lot of them in trouble. And they was trying to shut me up. So they will move you around. They will mess with whatever prison jobs they give you. They'll try to put a plant of an inmate in the same place as you to try to get something on you. They never could with me, baby. And it was killing them. It was killing them. You all don't know what it takes to stand there flat-footed and your name rung through the media. Lies. And you have to stand there with a bunch of white folks that take off work to come see what would come of you. And the judge with her arrogant ass looks at me in my face in my 30s and says to me, you'll be fairly young by the time you get out. And brags about how she's showing me grace. Let me tell you something. If some of you understand this situation, and if you don't, just keep your mouth shut. And keep his books fat. And keep your eyes on our brother. And if you know somebody that's in the region in Ohio, and you know somebody that's behind bars, because you all know how to send messages, make sure he good. I said, make sure he good. I said, make sure he's good. And you know what that means. Some of you don't believe we're at war. And some of you all still give your 500-year-old open enemy the benefit of the doubt, which makes you a real devil. I don't have no respect for some of you hip hop artists that's out there talking about you Christians and bragging about how somebody acted like Jesus in their response. You better get your out my face. You could never have the energy or the strength or the fortitude to hold it down, baby. Be in multiple prisons, multiple jails, buses, cars, planes, black box, shackled, stripped. You couldn't know what that means, baby, and still be in your right mind and dealing with enemies you can see and those that you can't. Nigga, please, you better shut your mouth, stand back, and let us do this. You ain't got what it takes. I ain't talking about you just being locked up. I'm talking about you still being in your right mind, baby. I'm talking about how you go through and still doing warfare. And then some of you got the nerve to put your mouth on me. The hell? The hell? You better watch your mouth. You could never know. Not the mental energy to hold that down and then still doing your thing by holding those the powers that shouldn't be accountable. No, hell no. I don't care what the other circumstances are. This is the only time I want to hear black folks talking about prayers up and make sure our brother good. I said, make sure if you in Ohio and you know somebody bad, you better make sure he's good. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You justify your family member that murders for Americans. You brag about your family member and the awards that they get and the number of tours they've done around the world. And in some cases, the likely individuals that they may have murdered on behalf of white, racist America. You understand that killing. You understand that warfare. You brag about them. But you don't have that same understanding for warfare with Black Americans. Your wicked mind can justify fighting for America when you know they lie, when you know they kill, when you know they steal, when you know they murder. But proof they got you programmed is when your mind doesn't go right when they stand 10 feet down. What's the phrase? I ain't even saying it right. 10 toes down for your own. He may have did it messy, but he was doing it for his babies. He did it for his child. What we know is white folks commit murder and they get away with it. What we know is some of our Democrat families understand the war on the Palestinians, but they don't understand this genocide here. What we know is that Democrats, Congress people fly to El Salvador for illegals. What we know is y'all sit up here talk about the separation of families. But baby, when I was handcuffed like this right here, black boxed, when I was shackled, didn't nobody give a damn about what my mama was sitting there having to deal with. And her daughter trying to live an upright and perfect life. Ninja, please. Y'all wasn't saying nothing when she didn't know where I was at? Y'all wasn't saying nothing, baby? I was writing some of y'all. Some of you knew the injustice of what I was dealing with, but didn't nobody come to my rescue. And all of the Christians and the believers and the other religious folks were scared to death to rock with me. Better get out of my face. Just hush, black family. Make sure he good in every way. And if you just so happen to have to be in the jury, black family, Do what's right. I said, do what's right in that deliberation box back there. You know what I'm talking about. Get the word out on the street. I said, get the word out on the street. You better make sure he good. That's why can't nobody tell me nothing. That's why spirit rocks with me like this. And that's why you ought to be careful when you come against me. I'm good. How people do me today, ninja. I can bless y'all. I can give you ideas. I can give you my magic. I can give you my loyalty. And then you still screw me. I'm good, mortal. And some of you know what I've been through. And you still jealous and hating, and you still don't care. That's why for some of you that sit up there and say, so-and-so don't know what she been through, Nikki, don't matter what I went through. So that you can secretly rejoice and say, okay, that justify me not putting my mouth on her, me not coming against her. Watch this. Me not trying to do magic against her. Me not openly threatening her. Me suppressing her, hiding from her, distancing myself from her. Y'all got me real messed up. Baby, baby, baby. Y'all better understand spirit ain't playing with y'all. It's a new day. And we not keen on y'all killing us. You want us to respect the law for well-dressed criminals that made it illegal, that made it legal to enslave us, that made it legal to discriminate against us, that made it legal to kill us. It's a new day, baby. It's a new day. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. You can only imagine what my webinar, free webinar, is going to be about this upcoming May 18th. Be sure to click the link above and save your seat today. I'm going to be discussing the very black hidden reason why Trump, for real, wanted to be the Pope and what that's all about. Of course, y'all know I'm going to take it further. I always do. Somebody said I was drawn to your energy. Thank you, beloved. Somebody else said, come on, Vicki. Somebody else said, go, Vicki, go. Somebody said, Ashe, Vicki. I'm loving this suit and the hat. Thank you, precious. Teach hard, warrior goddess. Ashe. Somebody else said, thank you. Always speaking the truth. I can't even keep up with all the stuff that y'all said. I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in to my personal channel here at VickiDillard.tv. Family, this is on us. I said, this is on us. I salute you, Auntie Vicki. Thank you, precious. Somebody said that you just registered. Yes. Love you, sister. I love you, babe. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, again, you can see me typically Tuesday through Thursdays live on African Diaspora News Channel, 2 p.m. Eastern, beloved. This is my personal channel here. So tune in from time to time. I put up content in different places here, beloved. Of course, I'm on Facebook. I got a couple of Facebook channels. We killed it over there on some of my Facebook channels. We're trying to organize over there to make sure we're giving more attention because I haven't been doing such a good job, but I have a new team that's going to help me get some stuff done throughout the year. I've got a bunch of yummy stuff that's dropping, projects that are actually finished. We just have to launch them. So my upcoming own spiritual album is going to finally be released after crazy delays over the past few years. That's been finished. So that's coming out. One of my first book is going to be coming out for pre-sales this year as well, and a whole bunch of other wonderful things. You don't want to miss it, baby. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. You are my bliss. I bow to you. I can't wait to see you again.